Hey guys, for this video I'm going to be comparing the Castle Mamba X ESC with the 2280 kV motor versus the Hobbywing Axe with the 2300 kV motor. Let's see how they stack up. Castle Mamba X, Hobbywing Axe. Now the Hobbywing Axe is a little bit smaller. The Hobbywing Axe also has a proprietary motor plug. So if you get the Axe, you're stuck with the Axe motor. The Mamba X, you can pretty much run any motor you want. They even sell it with 1/8 scale motors. So yeah, it's pretty darn strong. And I hear that the Axe likes to stall quite a bit. And the Mamba X just doesn't stall, it just simply pushes right on through. So let's go ahead and take a look at these two systems individually and see if we can tell a difference. Maybe with the programming, the motors, or something. The Axe is waterproof, kind of small, compact, and it seems to work fairly good. At least it does in my previous tests, even the water test. So I haven't experienced the issues that a lot of other people are talking about with this thing just stalling out, just not wanting to pull at all. But in this test, we're going to compare it against the Mamba X there, so we'll see how it does. Now this does come with built-in Bluetooth, and that's really handy for tuning this ESC. There's no Castle link or any of that stuff needed, so just an app. And you can get it for your Android or Apple device. So it's a fairly nicely built little ESC. Oh, something else that kind of gets on my nerves. There is no white wire here. You kind of have to look at that to get this thing into the ESC correctly. I mean, there's no, colored wires or anything like what every other ESC has. And that proprietary. Yeah. You're only going to run an Axe motor with the Axe ESC. The Mamba X. I've been a Castle fan for quite a while, and this is a really good ESC. It's super strong. You can see the 6S as where the Axe can only do 3S, 8 amps peak. I believe the Axe is only 3 amps. So this right here can power an entire truck. Plus you can volt up the BEC on it, which you can also volt up the BEC on the Axe. But this is more versatile with the range that you can move it as far as, adjustment. So this is a really strong ESC right here. Like I mentioned earlier, they run it on 1/8 scale motors, and it doesn't seem to have an issue. So this is really nice. As far as overall features and tunability goes, I gotta give it to the Mamba X. To me, the Castle Link with a PC just seems to have more adjustability and features to make it perform exactly how you want versus the Axe. Not that the Axe is lacking in features, it just seems to be a bit limited as compared to the Mamba X. With the motors, the Hobbywing is a 2300 kV and this is a 2280. So these things should be really close in speed. So, I mean, they appear to be about the same size. So let's open these things up and see what's in them. Here are the sensors. You can see the Castle is fairly standard. Nothing really special. It does have a waterproof coating on it. And the Hobbywing is completely sealed. At least it appears to be completely sealed. So that's actually pretty good. Oh, which brings up another point. Take a look at this. This is the first motor I've ever seen that actually comes with rubber sealed bearings in the motor. So as far as waterproof goes, I got to give it to the Axe. The Axe definitely is more waterproof with the rubber sealed bearings. There's also one in the front of the motor as well. Side by side, you can see the difference. You can see the staggered magnets in the Hobbywing. So there's your Castle sensor. So, I mean, the Castle armature just appears to be so much better. I mean, just so much better. Let's put some measurements on these things. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to try to measure where the magnets are, not the end pieces, best I can do this here. Let's see. So the length of the magnets are about 16 millimeters. And let's see what the outer diameter is. Now these are total torque numbers, you know. I mean, if the larger the diameter and the length of the magnet is just more power. So we're looking at about 17.2, which actually is what the specs show. And what was that? I believe it was 16, was it? Yeah, roughly about 16, maybe a little under. All right, let's check the length. Now this has 3 separate magnets in here because they're staggered. Try to get this as best I can. Now there's also spacing in between these, so I'm not going to be very accurate, but under 14 millimeters. Let's check out the diameter. See if I can get this. I don't want to like mess up the windings. Looks like about the best I can get there is about 16.9 on the diameter. So all in all, the Castle rotor is just simply the better rotor. I mean, in my opinion, they could even go further with the Castle and bring this further out to here, make up a lot more length, more torque. And there's a lot of room here. I mean, there's a lot of wasted space. They could really do a lot more with this rotor. But it is what it is. Let's put them back together. The Castle and the Hobbywing have 2 very different setups for drag brake. Now the Castle, this is at 100% drag brake, you know, and it'll stop your truck. It'll make it do a front wheelie when this is actually turning, you know, with the gear ratios and all that. Now the Axe kind of gets into the brake a little bit softer, but as you can see, it actually tries to rotate the rotor the opposite direction of the force or the rolling. Like if you're trying to roll forward that way, it's constantly trying to pull backwards. So that's actually pretty neat. although I didn't show this with the Castle, the Hobbywing has the better drag brake and hold ability. This is first gear. And the transfer to this is actually better, in my opinion. The Castle will simply drift down this. The transfer to reverse, hold, all that is pretty darn nice. I can't do this with the Castle system. This is the same thing in second gear. You can see the gearing really makes a difference. Well guys, that was the Mamba X versus the Axe. If you want raw power, mud bogging, if you want to go bashing around with your buddies, there's no other choice other than the Mamba X. If you really want to scale crawl and you're not afraid to gear it down, you can use the Hobbywing Axe. So both systems are quite different. Each has their positives and negatives. You know, there's more tuning features with the Mamba X versus the Axe, but the Axe has got the Bluetooth, so it's nice and convenient. So I also left the Axe system in the TRX4 and I went to a competition today. We actually have a Class 2 Pro class, and that's the class that I'm in. And I actually took a first place with the TRX4 in the Pro class, and I was ahead by around 12 points to the second place. So I really can't say anything bad about the Axe at this point. The thing done me really good. I even let other people drive the truck and they all seem to like it as well. Completely quiet, you know, but still, like I said earlier, the Mamba X is your power ESC. That's where you're going to get your power. You can do 6S with that thing. You can only do 3S with the Hobbywing. So neither system is bad. Trust me, both systems are good. Now with the Hobbywing system, I've read online and actually seen some videos of it stalling real bad. Well, hopefully in this video you saw I actually was trying to make it stall with the you know, the pull test with the rope, spinning the tires, the climbs, and even on the incline where I was backing it up, you know, stopping, backing it up, which was actually pretty darn impressive in itself. So the basic conclusion of this video and this test is, if you're a real scale guy, we're talking like real scale, you know, real fine tune, geared down, slower than walking speed, or possibly a little faster in my case, the Axe is actually a really good system and something you should really consider. But hopefully I was able to show you guys a little bit and maybe help you guys decide which one you want. Now, I do need to give credit to Jax RC Recycle and Repair. All the previous Axe videos that I've done has actually been from him loaning me an Axe 2300, which is not the same system. I actually bought a whole different system for mine. So yeah, Sean Larman, Jax RC Recycle and Repair, he hooked me up with all the previous Axe tests, and I also got this one from him through a trade, you know. So, but anyway, guys, both systems are good. Just depend on what you want to do. And again, thank you all for watching.